That was a pretty good Sunday of football, I'll be honest there. But, Packers are done. They're done. They're done. The Rams, oh my God. Their offense is absolutely pathetic. It's an absolute disgrace to humanity. They're that bad. And yeah, that's really all I have, because that's really all that's on my mind right now. Let's get to the recap. Here we go.
For not turning it over, and they haven't so far, as Heineke avoids pressure and heaves it deep. Samuel, the officials, Samuel makes the catch! There were 3 Vikings and an official, but Samuel made the catch. One official is saying he's in for the touchdown.
I mean, Bynum's all over this.
It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. You're running down the football field, and you see Bynum right there, runs into the official. He's just sizing it up. And somehow Samuel just finds a way in there.
And that'll just about do it, guys, for the intro. Yeah, we got the Week 9 NFL Sunday recap right now, right here. Let's get right to the Dolphins and Bears. Here are the highlights.
From Chicago, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Bears. Jairo Santos, who has not missed this season. And he stays perfect. 3-zip Bears. Here they have Mostert, touchdown.
And because he doesn't know the whole concept of the play, just tells him in the huddle, specifically.
Third down and 8, Whitehair the block, but they come up the middle. He got away from Phillips, who comes back chasing. Look at Fields fly! Again at their 25 at the 19 of Miami, 1st and 10. And here goes Phillips chasing the quarterback. Come out again with a block and a touchdown! To the end zone, touchdown! Tyreek Hill is back for Miami, battling win. Oh, it's blocked! It was blocked on the play. Phillips got it. Picked up Van Eagle, got it for the touchdown. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Mooney! What a crab! 6. Shell the block and go. Oh, he's got him! It's Hill! He's gonna fly down the sideline and inside the 20. The wind blowing the telltale straight out. And missed it. Hung it down low. And caught for the touchdown, Waddle. Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in for 6. He's got him. That's 2 points. Trayvon, let's go. Blocked by Shell. Down low. Caught. Diving pylon. Wilson. Touchdown. For the reach of Gesicki. Fake. Fields on the fly. Fields to the 5. Good block, Mostert. Time for 2. He's got Smythe. Here they come. Chubb had him, and he escapes, and he's running, and he breaks a tackle right there of Rowe, and he's got the first.
Expect him to drop out.
Mostert is in. Gesicki the block going deep. He's got Waddle and broken up. Jalen Jackson up to Nessie pocket going deep and looking for Claypool. Broken up.
That's got to be.
Holland and
There's
no
nothing. There's
flag. No flag. Fields. The rush. Chubb is in. Fields is throwing. Broken up. Broken up by Howard.
And with that, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Fun NFL Like Subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. We've got the Week 9 NFL Sunday recap. Obviously, in this one, Dolphins beat the Bears 35-32. Bears fell to 3-6. I mean, they've been pretty competitive in most of the games this season. Dolphins are now 6-3. They've won 3 in a row. That trade looked pretty good. Tua, other than a couple underthrows, looked pretty good. I mean, on film, maybe not the greatest. His footwork was a little off, but those are just nitpicking. He had a good day. But 21 for 30, 302, 3 touchdowns. They ran the ball pretty well. Yeah, Raheem Mostert not so much, but he also got a lot of carries in shotgun, unlike Jeff Wilson, which guarantee there's a difference. They did get the same carries in. Jeff Wilson had like double the amount though. In terms of production, he was definitely better. But yeah, Raheem Mostert had a touchdown. Tyreek Hill doing Tyreek Hill things. He probably won't break the record, but who the heck knows? He probably will though. Tyreek Hill 7 for 143 and touchdown. He's been phenomenal this season. Jalen Waddle 5 for 85 and touchdown. He could have had another couple touchdowns, but yeah, big day for him. Jeff Wilson had a touchdown through the air as well. Offensively, they were really good. Defensively, Cater KO was actually getting diced up in the slot, but Eric Rowe was not good containing Justin Fields like he should have. But yeah, he had 6 tackles. Alon Roberts had 5 tackles. Jerome Baker had 5 tackles. Zach Sealer had 5 tackles. Javon Holland had 4 tackles. They had 2 sacks. Both Duke Riley and Melvin Ingram had 1. I haven't heard of Duke Riley in a while. I remember he played for the Eagles, but yeah, he's an older guy too. Well, not he's 28, but yeah, I haven't heard of him in a while. Jason Sanders for shanked that field goal. Bears, Justin Fields 17 of 28, 133, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 3 touchdowns, only 17. And it was pretty efficient. I mean, they ran the ball so well with him. He has them 178 yards and a touchdown. I'm gonna see what it is. Set NFL record. Yeah, he set the NFL record. Wait, what was Colin Kaepernick's? What was it? 181 yards. Justin Fields was 3 yards away from breaking that record, so he had a phenomenal day. Let's put it that way. Darnell Mooney 7 for 43 and a touchdown. He was good. I think Cole Kmet was phenomenal, though. Had 2 huge touchdowns. He was getting open left and right. Justin Fields didn't exactly hit him all the time, though. They didn't run the ball well with anyone else, though. Probably because Justin Fields, honestly, if they can just utilize the running back better in like zone read types of plays, Justin Fields won't just have to scramble. A lot of those yards scramble. Of course, had a 61-yard touchdown as well. Kyler Gordon was bad. Jack Sanborn was literally sandpaper. He was so bad. Ed Jackson, Daquan Brisker, not so good, but I actually think they could have been worse. Jalen Johnson had 3 tackles. Defensively, again, they weren't very good because again they're just not super talented right now. Statistically wise, pretty even overall. Obviously, passing yards and then rushing yards, complete opposites. But again, Justin Fields was really the story of this game. 178 rushing yards. Tua was pretty good. But yeah, that's what I have for this. Yeah, let's get right to the keys of the game grades. If this Dolphins offense run the ball 20 plus times, nope. Tua has to be able. They actually think they got that 20 or 20. Or 20 plus. Tua has to be able to more accurate on third and long. He definitely was. Run 5 was outside zones on first down. They actually didn't do that enough with Raheem Mostert. Also, them 3 was offensively. They did have played really well, but again, I think they could have been better, even though they were really good. They did it was a hot start. They got a little cold, but yeah, they played really well. 35 points. You can't really say anything bad about. Dolphins defense though pressed both Claypool and Darnell Mooney. Yeah, they did that pretty well. And have Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips line up on the same line. Side of the line on third and long. Yeah, they didn't really have anyone containing Justin Fields, so that didn't really work out well. Defensively, I had to give them a minus. They got themselves torched, but I'll give them something. They were actually pretty good in the run game, other than, of course, containing Justin Fields' scramble drill. They'll be facing guys like that in a couple of weeks. Who the heck are they playing next week? The Browns, so they don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Bears, let's go. And for the Bears offense, find a way to design the blocking so that Justin is stepping up into a clean pocket every shotgun passing down to find either one of his weapons. So that's what I'm obviously giving them a plus. The reason I give them 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 is because Justin Fields was literally their whole entire offense. Like, that just can't happen every week. That's why I have to give them a plus. But yeah, great game for him. Bears defense contained the running game somewhat and don't get beat over the top. They didn't. They didn't give them any plays over the top. I think they could have been a lot better, but I'll just give them a minus. They actually could have been, 3 minuses because they did get like 28 points in the first half. But in an offensive game, they could have been worse. I don't think they were very good though. That's why I have to give them 3 minuses. Time for the Colts and Patriots. This game was a stinker. I'll just say that.
Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts are set to play. On first down, no, he's going to pull it down and brought down before he can reach the line of scrimmage.
We'll see if they find anybody worthy of a double on this offense.
Going down, and once again, Matthew Judon. 3rd and 5. Ellinger. Going down. Ramondre Stevenson in the backfield. Fake to him, and under pressure, he got rid of it. With running room, Jonnu Smith on its way, and we have points on the board. Right down the middle. Nick Folk from 43 yards. He was good from 49 earlier in the game. This from 43 on its way, and that one is
at least start sustaining some drives.
Blocked and picked up and moved inside the 5. Jones Snap and Ellinger under pressure. And down he goes. Gardner on the move. And he's going to run for the sideline and gets bumped out of bounds. Pulls it left. And it's going to get hit. Josh Uche.
Obvious passing situations in this second half.
Quick pass to the near side. That's complete to Jacoby Myers. And Myers lost the football at the 40. Let's see if he was down
The bottom as well.
under pressure, and he goes down. Guess who? From 40 yards out. The kick by McLaughlin is good. Nick Folk from 43 yards out. He's hit from 49 and 43. And this one fading to the left, but it made it through the uprights before it. And Folk drills another one. Ellinger. Can't go that way. Can't go that way.
Oh my
Can't go anywhere.
Really hard to evaluate and give the guy a fair shot.
And only 7 first downs today. Pass over the middle. Picked off. Tipped and picked off by Jonathan Jones to the end zone for the touchdown.
And yep, the Patriots knocked off the Colts, blew them out 26-3. The Colts fought 3-5-1. Did they fire Frank Reich? I just want to get this across. Wait. Jeff Saturday's their coach? If you don't know who Jeff Saturday is, he used to be an offensive lineman for the Colts. No, it's just, yeah, I watched Jeff Saturday a lot on ESPN, so yeah. That's going to be an adventure. But yeah, Sam Ellinger, quarterback, 15 of 29, 103 interceptions. He got sacked 9 times. He was woeful. They didn't run the ball enough. They didn't run it really well either. Alec Pearson, 1 catch. I mean, they sucked offensively. Defensively, I actually think Kwity Paye had his best game of his career. He's got so many pressures. He was amazing. DeForest Buckner, pretty good game for me. A sack, 4 tackles, 3 assists. Zaire Franklin had 5 tackles and half a sack. Julian Blackman also had a sack. Defensively, I don't think they were actually too bad. I mean, Chase McLaughlin missed a kick. It wasn't a shank, but he missed it. Mac Jones, 20 of 30, 147 touchdown. Pretty pedestrian. I mean, that's basically average numbers. Ramondre Stevenson was not very efficient. I think J.J. Taylor should not get another carry. He missed so many holes. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson wasn't so good. He had a nice receiving touchdown, though, as you saw in the highlights. Hunter Henry, 4 catches for 50 yards. Defensively, Josh Uche and Matt Judon off the edge had 3 sacks. And those 2 guys are going to be their future pass rushers. Juwan Bentley also had a sack. Half a sack for both Jelani Tavai and Dietrich Wise Jr. Raekwon McMillan also had a sack. They were amazing defensively. Jonathan Jones had a pick 6. Jack Jones might have got hurt. I don't know for sure, but he was pretty good. Nick Folk made 4 field goals. Statistics obviously dominated by the Patriots. Not really, though, because it was really just a defensive game. Obviously, with that pick 6, though, by the Patriots, that'll really wrap up these game stats. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades. Okay, for the Jeff Saturday led Colts. Yeah, run the ball 35 plus times with Deion Jackson, not even close. Philip Lindsay and Zach Moss take some shots on play action with Sam Ellinger. This is one of the worst offensive performances. Honestly, you could have said this was worse than their game when they didn't score a point. But yeah, they sucked offensively. The reason I'm not giving them 7 or 10 is because they were actually able to move the football somewhat, and it wasn't like it was absolutely god awful. But yeah, it was really bad. Colts defense, stay a high level of gap control. Yeah, they weren't really able to do that. Actually, defensively, I'll give them an underscore. They played okay for what their offense was giving them. Let's get to the Patriots. For this Patriots offense, run the game has to continue to progress. I mean, they really stalled out in the other team's red zone, other team's side of the field. I think it was just Mac Jones not really pushing the ball really into any tight windows, which you kind of got to get because his ankle still isn't 100% healthy, and receivers weren't exactly getting open either. But offensively, I'll give them a minus. I don't think they were very good. Patriots defense, obviously I'm gonna give them 7 pluses because that's the best performance I've seen from them this year, and yeah, even better than that game when they played the Lions because they were really just putting them fits. When you have 9 sacks, I'm giving you 7 pluses. They had a phenomenal game. Play like that the rest of the season. They played like this in Week 9 last year. They blew out the Panthers 24-6. Who knows? Maybe they could be even better. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Raiders and Jags. Cue those highlights.
Crossed midfield today. Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
The Las Vegas Raiders limp over to Duval this week.
A drive for Las Vegas. Carr looking for Adams. He's got a step. He's got the catch. He's got a touchdown. Yard field goal attempt for Daniel Carlson. And he has now made 40. Carr looking deep. Had Adams down there. He's open. The defender slipped. Adams wide open. Touchdown. If it's there, throw it. If not, sail it. 2nd and goal. Lawrence throws it. He's got it for a touchdown to Christian Kirk. Clock at 1. Carr takes the snap. Has time. Fires a strike, and it's incomplete. Cisco had it. Lick it to ETN at the 5. Cuts it up and in. Touchdown. And the Jaguars pull ahead. Cook. And the kick is no good. This one on the way, and it is good.
One of those outside edge rushes has to get after Derek Carr right here.
Carr will check it over to Bolden, and now he's going to try to lateral it across the field to Morrow. Morrow throws it back. Lloyd has it. Decision making as well. 44-yard attempt, and Patterson is good. The Jaguars can't get field goal range. 3rd and 3. Carr to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. And now 1st and goal. High snap. ETN up the middle, and he is in.
And for the Jaguars and Raiders, the Jaguars came back and won 27-10 over the Jaguars. Over the Raiders. With that, Raiders are now 0-5 on the road. They are, what is it called? I think they were up 17-0 at one point. They were up 17-0 and they blew it. Derek Carr was actually pretty decent, except for the fact he couldn't do anything in the second half. They got shut out too. 21-36, 259, 2 touchdowns. They didn't run the ball really well. I mean, Josh Jacobs had a decent day, but he wasn't anything special. Devontae Adams, 10 for 146, 2 touchdowns. He had a huge bounce back game. He was literally the whole receiving core. He got absolutely clamped in the 4th quarter as well by Tyson Campbell. Blake Martinez had 8 tackles. Same thing with Denzel Perryman had 6 tackles. They couldn't really stop the run overall, but defensively they just they got absolutely butchered in the middle of the field by those crossing routes by the receivers ran. Chandler Jones, Matt Crosby got a ton of pressure. They couldn't get home. Defensively they've been a huge letdown this season. Just been a really tough year for them. Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence had a huge game. 25. Not in terms of that, but he was really good. 25-31, 235 touchdown. Travis Etienne, not really efficient, but he ran down their throats. Trevor Lawrence ran for 50 yards as well. Christian Kirk, pretty solid game, had a touchdown. Marvin Jones, 5 for 48. Zay Jones, 5 for 40. Dan Arnold also had a catch. Foyce Luke against single tackles. Darius William Herndon both had 3 tackles. Dwayne Smoot had 2 sacks. This guy knows how to get the quarterback. He's had 5 sacks on average per season. So that's really good. Robert Tanaris really struggled, but he was able to sustain gaps. And Trayvon Walker got a couple tackles as well. Riley Patterson missed a kick. But statistically, the Jaguars had over 400 total yards of offense. They ran the ball really well. Were definitely more efficient. They had the ball longer. It was really just an overall better game by them. Obviously, they came through in the 2nd quarter, really came on in the 3rd and 4th quarters. That's the reason they won this football game and all. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. Let's get right to the keys to the game grades. Raiders offense, run the ball 20+ times. The O-line, they were not playing well. And Darren Waller did not play. Offensively, I think I'll give them an underscore. They actually had a bounce back game overall. Obviously, they weren't very good getting shut out in the second half, but I actually don't think they were super terrible. They got shut out in the second half, but I actually, I give them a minus, but much better than last week. Raiders defense, watch Travis Etienne out of the backfield in the red zone. Not really. Pressure Trevor in the red zone. No. Contain him in their own territory. No. Their defense did not play well whatsoever. I gave them 3 minuses. Really disappointing day for them. Against an offense that was really struggling, they just didn't get it done. Let's get to the Jags. And for Jacksonville, Trevor needs to be able to come through in clutch time. He was able to. See him approach on the ground. Yep. Take shots downfield. I would say shots. They were able to really get to the middle of the field, though. That's where Trevor really thrived on those crossing routes. So, honestly, offensively, I'll give them a plus. They were pretty good. Could have been maybe better, but no, I'm not just nitpicking there. Jags defense, hold the Raiders on 3rd down. Not really, but no big plays in the red zone. That was an issue. I'll tell you that. But offensively, they got it done as well. I'll give them a plus. Pretty overall decent game by the Jaguars. Again, the Raiders just blew it, and that's really what happened. Let's get to a game that was Joe Mixon. This game was the Joe Mixon show. I'll just say that.
And a beautiful day in Cincinnati as we welcome you to downtown Cincinnati, where the defending AFC champs are back home to take on the Carolina Panthers.
So 4 for 4 for 34 yards. He goes back to the air. The screen from Mixon. Mixon with a lane, and Mixon with some speed, stepping out of tackles. Mixon inside.
He's out of his weight class there.
Toss play Mixon on 1st and goal, and Mixon into the end zone. Mixon on 2nd down in a hole. Mixon steps through a tackle. Joe Mixon. And Burrow on On the sneak, Burrow into the end zone for a touchdown. Same play, and a touchdown. Flag down, play action. Walker, and it's intercepted. On first down, they run it with Mixon. Mixon to the sideline and shoved. Boyd in motion. The give to Mixon. Flag is down. Mixon motoring for his third rushing touchdown.
Bates and Bell.
Second and 7. Walker, good protection. Throws it, and it's intercepted by Jesse Bates. Bates with the pick. Still on his feet. Burrow in some trouble, and he's sacked by Brian Burns.
To this throw.
Burrow on the roll. Burrow looking. Burrow to the end zone. Mixon juggling catch for the touchdown. Marshall.
1 yard line.
Field protection over the middle. Diving catch. Touchdown. Tommy Tremble.
Personnel that they're majoring in right now, protecting this lead.
Flag down. Mixon motoring around the edge. Mixon into the end zone. Pounds is not even ready to go. Mayfield looking down the sideline. Oh, catch ripped away by Terrace Marshall. It's Blackshear into the end zone.
And in Cincinnati yesterday, let me put it this way, they're up 35-0 at halftime. They ended up blowing the doors off the Panthers, 42-21. Panthers did not want to have this game be that bad as they go into Thursday night game. Division tilt probably for any shot at playoffs. They're obviously the worst team, one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. But yeah, they play Thursday night football. But yeah, they got blown. They got their butts kicked. 42-21 loss there. Yeah, Bengals go to 5-4. Go on the right week for them. Panthers started 2-7. They got on a short week for them. Baker Mayfield 14 of 21 with 2 touchdowns in garbage time. He'll probably start. Philip Walker was absolutely terrible. PJ Walker, my bad, was god awful. 2 interceptions on 3 completions, 10 attempts, 9 yards. He was bad. They didn't run the ball enough, or just didn't run the ball well either. Might run the ball well. Rasheem Blackshear had a touchdown though. Receiving Terrace Marshall 3 for 53 and touchdown. DJ Moore had me like 4.4 points. Not good for fantasy, but thank God Chris Olave is playing tonight. CJ Henderson 6 tackles. Miles Hartfield 6 tackles. They were pretty good. I mean, defensively they got their absolute butts kicked in the run game, and they couldn't really guard Joe Mixon. But Brian Burns and Amari Barno both had sacks. I don't think their secondary was actually terrible. They were just playing way too soft. I mean, Joe Mixon, 153 yards, over 200 yards is total offense. He had 5 touchdowns on 28 touches. 26 touches, my bad. He was insane. Joe Burrow really efficient, 22 to 28, 206 touchdown. Got so bad they could even put Brandon Allen in, who went 3 for 3 at 22 yards. One of the better backers in the league, if you didn't know. Oh yeah, so my Shapiro in the ball, they were dominant in the run game. Receiving Teagan 6-7 for 60. Of course, Tyler Boyd had an amazing catch. Wasn't a touchdown though, according to the official. Joe Burrow had a rushing touchdown as well. I honestly don't think their defense did much. Yeah, they did play pretty well in the first half. They had 2 interceptions on PJ Walker, but again, they couldn't run the ball, and they stopped the run. They did what they were supposed to. Good for them there. Oh yeah, and what is it called? Evan McPherson shanked the field goal. That was good for my fantasy team. Statistically, I mean, they had 464 total yards. Joe Mixon show again. Almost 40 minutes of possession time. That's insane. They did give 2 sacks, though. The Panthers didn't give a sack, but again, it was just literally quick throws. They had 3 turnovers, 0 turnovers. It was an absolute spanking. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades. Okay, for the Panthers offense, run the ball between the tackles efficiently, get the ball outside the number on screen. They didn't even close. I don't think they attempted a screen, which is the reason I'm giving them 5 minuses. Yeah, they were getting garbage time, but they couldn't do crap in the first half. Panthers defense, I mean, they was the Joe Mixon show. 5 minuses. The reason I'm not giving them 7 or 10 is because they're not a very good team. Like, this probably could have happened either way, but they were getting their absolute butts kicked. If the Bengals kept it up, they could have probably beat them 70-0. That's just the perspective I want to say. Let's get to the Bengals now. For the Bengals, run the ball 25%, over 175 yards. Absolutely. T. Higgins needs more targets in the intermediate part of the field and finally get less than 3 sacks allowed. Yup, they were good offensively, I would say so. 5 pluses. They got 42 points, man. I mean, that's a really good thing. Yeah, the reason I gave 7 or 10 is because it wasn't like they were just marching the ball down the field, but they were really good. Bengals defense, no big plays, and that won't happen if they, there were no big plays, and they didn't really give any big runs. Honestly, I think their defense, I'm not going to give, I'll give them 6. Yeah, garbage time wasn't good, but I mean, it was 35-0 at halftime. Like, yeah, that was a really good game by their defense. Guys, get the Chargers and Falcons. Really, wild end of the game. I'll explain it once we get to after the highlights.
Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers have traveled east. They get set to take on
Marcus Mariota and the first place Atlanta Falcons.
Up 16 yards on the first 2 plays. Here is Algier across midfield. Another Atlanta first down, still going. Tyler Algier is final. The give is to Patterson, and he is in for a Falcons touchdown. In it to go first quarter. Right down the middle. It's an extra offensive lineman and a fullback. Here's Eckler, and he walks it in.
Rushing Herbert's throw.
Now with 3 wide receivers, Herbert rolling right, throws, Eckler, touchdown. 2, Mariota, complete, London. And then the ball's taken away. London had it stripped.
That series.
Go down an 8, Herbert over the middle, deflected, and picked off. So the key is in motion. Here's Patterson, reaches across. His second touchdown today. Mariota couldn't find anyone, spins out of trouble, and now dumps it off, and it's another first down and much as high as 54. This is from the left hash, and the former Charger coup misses wide to the right. 3rd and goal from the 13. Herbert moving to his left, now 31-yard attempt from the left hash, ties the game. Hoping his offense gets another chance. 2nd down and 8. Mariota pulled it in. Now fires downfield for Pitts. Just out of his reach. Dicker, in his Chargers debut, is the hero.
And yesterday in Atlanta, the Chargers escaped the Falcons 2017 on the last play, well, one of the last plays of the game. Austin Eckler fumbled, then Grady Jarrett fumbled, or whoever that had the ball fumbled, and then they got it back and they marched the ball back down the field and scored a touchdown. Just had a game-winning field goal by a guy named Cameron Dicker. Good for him. I wouldn't approve of the last name, but that's none of my business. 2017 win for them. They go to 5-3. They got a huge matchup against the Niners on Sunday night, my bad. Falcons now 4-5. They've got to win. They probably want to win. I'll put it that way. On Thursday, Justin Herbert 30, 43, 245, touchdown interception. Considering Josh Palmer was his number 1 target, that was not a great game. Pretty decent game by him. Austin Eckler 7 for 24 and a touchdown. Good for fantasy, but I mean he wasn't very productive. He had like 70 total yards or something like that. 14 for 47 touchdown on the ground for him, though. I mean, Isaiah Spiller was a beast in the backfield. Yeah, he had like the first 3 runs he had were bad, but they gave him to him one more time. He had a big run. That's why they had him there. Drew Tranquill had a sack. Jerome James had a sack. Defensively, they played pretty well. I mean, they didn't really give up much in the run game. And, yeah, they're pretty trash in the red zone, but when Drew Tranquill has 8 tackles, you know you didn't have a super great game by your other guys. I mean, Khalil Mack, he got shut down by Jake Matthews. And, they even put him on the inside a couple times. I don't know why, but against Caleb McGarry, he wasn't great either. Yeah, he struggled. One of his worst games of the season. But, yeah, Marcus Mariota, 12-23, 129. He wasn't very efficient. Cordell Patterson, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And, Tyler Algier, 10 for 99, like 50 of those were on one carry, but yeah, he was pretty good. Caleb Huntley was pretty good as well. They ran the ball remotely well, and Marcus Mariota 5 for 24. Receiving wise, Kyle Pitts is their leading receiver with 2 catches for 27 yards. Again, they don't really have much of a passing game, one of the worst in the league. And even that, it isn't even that bad. Rashawn Evans, 6 tackles. Richard Gant, 5 tackles and his interception. They didn't have a sack, though. That's probably a little bit of an issue, but quick throws, all that. That's what I got for this one. Obviously, going to look at the stats. Young Hoku missed a field goal as well. A deciding factor in this one. Obviously, statistics. Total yards went to the Chargers by a little bit. Passing yards a lot went to the Chargers. Rushing yards 200 for the Falcons. One of the better running games in the league, of course. Turnovers pretty much the same. Obviously, the end was really costly for the Falcons. They gave 2 sacks though. Overall, I don't think it was actually that bad of a game. It was a pretty good one. Obviously, just the last play of the game was really the difference. Time for the keys to the game grades. Okay, for the Falcons. Tyler Algier got the ball when he needed to. Kyle Pitts did not. They didn't do really anything with Drake Leonard. I don't know what they're trying to do there. He had I think week 1, week 2, week 3 was pretty good. After that, he's been kind of bad. The Falcons, offensively, they're an absolute mess. I'll give them an underscore, though. They were moving the football really in the red zone, but that just doesn't work out when you can only score 17 points. Defensively, it was really frustrating, but I honestly think they could have been worse. They got some pressure on Herbert, but when Khalil Mack, your number 1 guy, doesn't have a great day, and of course Joey Bosa's out. It's kind of like, meh. I got to give him a minus. I don't think they were actually terrible. No really big plays, but they weren't very good. are great. Whatever game for them. Let's do the Vikings Commanders. This one was crazy as well. So this Chargers offense, run the ball like it did in week 5, bring in a second tight end. They didn't really do that offensively. I actually just give them an underscore. I mean, yeah, I get, I'll give them a plus because it's like they didn't really have anyone. But even then, they didn't look great. Chargers defense pressure Mariota, actually defensively, I don't ignore all this stuff. From what I saw, they were pretty good up front, and I don't think they were terrible. Yeah, it wasn't really an efficient game, but a couple big runs. But overall, I think they got the job done. 3+ for them. One of the better games I've seen from them. Let's get to the Falcons now.
The Commanders, they've won 3 straight, but Kirk Cousins is back in Washington where his career began, and he and the Vikings have won 5 in a row. Is in motion. You've got Jefferson down here, a lot of choices. Floating one for the end zone, and Jefferson reaches up, pulls it in, and hangs on for a touchdown, Vikings. Up. 3rd and 11, the pressure is on, and Cousins is thrown down inside. Joey Sly, the kick is up. He's got it. Cousins floating one, and what a catch on the move! Cousins heaves it for the end zone, knocked around, and it's caught by Danny Johnson. They haven't so far as Heineke avoids pressure and heaves it deep. Samuel, the officials down there, and Samuel makes the catch. The back. Heineke's going to roll, and look, and throw, and knocked away from McLaurin. Heineke has it, throws, catch made, into the end zone, and that's a Washington touchdown. Cousins from the pocket, floating one, and right underneath is Justin Jefferson. Here, this from 25 yards. Heineke throws middle high, and it's intercepted. Harrison Smith with the takeaway. And Smith, your screen. Cousins for the other way, and in the end zone, Dalvin Cook hauls it in for a Viking touchdown.
Straight man-to-man across the board.
He's throwing and floating, and knocked away from Justin Jefferson. Also the touchdown. Greg Joseph. Is good.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 91.
Protection good. Joseph nails it.
Like that.
And yesterday in Washington, the Commanders had control of this game. They were up 17-7 at one point. Kirk Cousins looked really bad. He came through though, and I liked what he played like in the fourth quarter. 22 of 40, 265, 2 touchdowns, interception. They did not run the ball remotely good. Their offensive line stunk. Justin Jefferson, he cooked Benjamin St. Just. I mean, some of those calls were BS, and he kind of like PI on the offense. But yeah, 7-1-15 touchdown, first touchdown since week 1 or something. I don't even know. T. Jockenson, 9 catches for 70 yards. He was pretty good. Adam Thielen had a couple big catches. I mean, offensively, they weren't really that great, but they came through in the fourth quarter again. Jordan Hicks, 10 tackles, was pretty good, I'd say so. Eric Hendricks had 8. He was elite in pass coverage. Daniel Hunter, 2 sacks. He had a pretty good day. Harrison Smith had an interception. D.O.N.E also had a sack. Obviously, the play of the day was a wild play, but I think it was just a great play. For the Commanders, though, I mean, Taylor Heineke, 15 of 28, 149, 2 touchdowns, interception. Wasn't anything really that great, but I actually think he played pretty well for, like, what you expected. Obviously, that big play was amazing. They can't really run the ball efficiently, I'll say that. Amari Rodgers probably should have got the one more, considering he only got 1 touch, and yeah, it was a 24-yard gain there. Dax Milne honestly should have got more touches. He had a touchdown, though. Courtesy of crazy touchdown. Terran Gordon, pretty decent day, 556, considering he was going up against Pat Pete, and he was getting tripled as well. Benjamin St. Just had a sack, 3 tackles, got a little bit cooked, but I think he could have been worse, being honest. Ron Payne had a sack. They were getting a ton of pressure on him, though. Kirk Cousins. Danny Johnson had an interception. Defensively, they were pretty good. Actually didn't come through in the end, though, with that flag. That was one of the special teams, though. So it was really an even game. Obviously, passing yards went to the Vikings, but, yeah, I think this is a pretty even game. Obviously, time possession was really close. It was really just a close game in general. Obviously, turnovers, I think the Commanders played a little more sloppy, but they had control of it, and they just really lost it. Time for the keys to the game. Great, and Vikings are have won 6 in a row, and they are going to a big game in Buffalo. I'll just say that. Hey, for this Vikings offense, run the ball like last week. No turnovers. Nope. Yeah, Kirk didn't really, but again, they came through in the fourth quarter. I'll give them a plus. They weren't anything great the most of the game, but again, when you can come through when it matters, that's what happens. Vikings even stop the run, and make Taylor Heineke go somewhere go to someone other than Terry McLaurin. He did. It was a big play, blah, blah, blah. Defensively, I actually give them a plus as well. I mean, they were pretty good. I think 3 pluses maybe, but again, the Commanders' offense isn't anything special. And obviously, the Vikings, I still don't think are super legit. We'll learn how good they really are next week when they've got to go into Buffalo and take them on. Obviously, something bad happened in MetLife. Well, good for the Jets, but we'll learn a lot about the Vikings and the Bills next week in that big game. Let's get to the Commanders. And for this Commanders offense, run the ball for over 150 yards. Taylor Heineke, completion outs in the numbers, and tight ends need to be more involved in second down. They really didn't do much of that. I mean, they were pretty decent. They were mediocre. A couple big plays here and there. But offensively, I got to give them an minus. It was really a rinky-dink game. They're really relying on their defense, and it didn't really work out well. Defensively, they played a lot of zone. Then they forced Benjamin just had to go into man-to-man with Justin Jefferson. It didn't really end well. But defensively, they held their own for most of it. Obviously, you let them at the end. I'll give them an underscore. They contained that Vikings offense. Pretty decent game for them. Let's give the NFL on Fox. And, yep, the Packers are D.O.N.E.
Green Bay Packers visit the Detroit Lions, the NFL on Fox on a Sunday afternoon. Blitz coming. Goff gets rid of it. It is into the end zone and caught. Play number 13. Fake. Rodgers, ball is tipped in the air. It is picked off. Rodgers floats one for Lazard. He's got it. Still on his feet. Lazard makes a move. Diving for the end zone. He is gonna be waiting. Rodgers comes back the other way. It's intercepted. He was looking for Bakhtiari, but Aiden Hutchinson. Rodgers looking right at him. Now goes the other way. Rodgers going deep down the field. Lazard. Oh, he made the catch. On the fake. Goff looking. That's a man wide open. It's caught for the touchdown. And they will give it to Williams. Running in for the 2-point conversion. Off a blitz. 4-man rush on 3rd and long. Rodgers going long. Down the field. Knocked away at the last second. Kirby Joseph. Formation, and that's Dan Skipper, the tackle in motion. And they're going to fake. Goff has time. Unload. Oh, it's intercepted. Alexander's got it. Pressure. Rodgers steps away. Throws. It's intercepted again. It's Joseph again. Kirby Joseph. Rodgers going for the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Alan Lazard. Goff going quick. Looking. First read not there. Going end zone. Caught for the touchdown. 8 Packers have gotten hurt today. Rodgers. Can't find anyone. Pressure. Stays alive. Rodgers throws and it's caught. Rodgers can't find anyone. Looking. Going to try and run it himself. Rodgers is going to get close and going to get there. And Mason Crosby is perfect. Rodgers, pressured, throwing, caught! Touray's got it on his back, and a first down. Now the ball comes loose at the end. Still fighting for it. It is... Get it off. Rodgers floats one, incomplete. The Lions are going to win the game.
Yup, the Packers laid an egg in the first half, 0 goose egg, and then they scored 6 points, 3 points, third, fourth quarter, 15-9, big win for the Lions. They go to 2-6. They snap a 5-game losing streak. Packers fall to 3-6. They're done. Aaron Rodgers, worst game of his career. 291 yards, touchdown, but he threw 3 interceptions. Tied for his most of his career. From what I remember, the last time he threw 3 interceptions was against the Panthers in 2017. In the game he came back from after, broken collarbone or something. Yeah, but he now has, let's see, how many interceptions does he have? So he has in the season. 7 interceptions, which is, if I can remember, he threw 2 in 2018, 4 in 2019, 5 in 2020, and 4 in 2021. So we combine those. That's 4, 5, 9, 9 plus 6 is 15, right? Yeah, 15 interceptions. So He's thrown half of that, and it's only 9 games. It's halfway through a season. Let me put it this way. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw 3 interceptions in this game. Never mind 1. He threw 2 in the red zone. I think one of them was a tip. Get that one out of the way. Nothing was going right for the Packers, though. I mean, Allen Lazard is their number 1 receiver. He's a good third receiver, but, like, he's the only guy that's actually making any plays. No one was staying healthy. It was an absolute mess offensively. He was a leading rusher. They didn't run the ball well. Defensively, they were horrible, but I don't think their secondary was bad, though. They actually played pretty well. Jared Alexander had an interception, but they just were not good. The whole team was god-awful. For the Lions, Jared Goff wasn't very good, though. 14 to 26, 137, 2 touchdowns, interception. Jamal Adams not very efficient, but, I mean, Justin Jackson had, like, one, like, just great run. DeAndre Swift, again, like, what was it? 5 touches. Both James Mitchell and Shane Zylstra both had touchdowns. I mean, offensively, they weren't anything special. Defensively, they were great, though. Aiden Hutchinson had an interception. Derek Barnes had a sack. Kirby Joseph had a game. It was like 2 interceptions, a huge broken-up play that probably would have been a touchdown. I think it was a Sammy Torrey, if I was right. Yeah, Sammy Torrey. He's their best receiver right now, if I'm being honest with you. The Lions didn't do anything special, but obviously, they did in the end. Packers had the ball a lot longer. They controlled the ball a lot better by a 3-to-1 turnover ratio. They were just not good. The Packers sucked. They're done now. Let's get right to the keys to the game grades. And for this Packers offense, there's no excuse. Yeah, there is an excuse. They suck. 5 minuses. You know, I'll give them 7. They were that bad. Let's get the Packers defense. Pressure Goff. They actually were able to do that. DeAndre Swift out of the backfield in first 2 turnovers. They weren't aggressive enough there. That's what I got to say there. Defensively, they did hold them, though. I'll be honest, 15 points isn't really that bad. Remember, the Lions' offense for 4 weeks was one of the best was the highest scoring in the NFL as well. Yeah, maybe it's not saying much, but still, it kind of is. So this Packers defense, I'll give them a minus. They weren't very good, but, like, again, like, they couldn't say they're horrible because there were so many busts on film. But when your offense is god-awful, that's what happens. Time for the Lions. And for this Lions offense, run the ball last week with play action needs to be more intermediate option. I'll give them a minus offensively. They weren't very good. Yeah, they just weren't. The defense, though, they did get to Aaron Rodgers. They got to his head. They did what they needed to. 5 pluses. They gave him a lot of big plays, though. They didn't look anything better again. Yeah, it was a Packers implosion as well, but they took advantage of it. Well, I'll be honest here. Kirby Joseph, 100 PFF grade. He didn't make one mistake that whole game, and he was perfect. Now let's get to the Bills and Jets.
Forecast Sunday afternoon here in the tri-state area. Fans from New York, Western New York, New Jersey, you name it, they've made their way out to MetLife Stadium today.
Terry, single setback, fake it. Allen looking to throw. He's got time. Uncorks. Deep shot. It's caught.
They may be throwing it.
Bills debut for Nyheim Hines. They fake it to him. Allen intercepted. They push it in for the touchdown. Tennessee snaps it. Zuerlein leans into it and curves it through. And it is for Allen. And more. Josh Allen. Sideline. Touchdown.
Inside at number 3. Oftentimes that's a prime spot.
Running play. Untouched. Ferguson snaps it. Martin holds it. 55-yarder. Nope. Maybe they want it. They're just going to kick it away. Or are they? The fake. Wilson from the gun. Wilson under a rush. Loses the football. Von Miller gets home. 2nd and 17. Allen has time. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner's got it. Wilson looking underneath. Pass it. Robinson. The catch. The run. Touchdown. Jets. Bills in Jets territory. Allen has time. Uncorks it. Too far. 51-yarder. Tyler Bass. He connects. Allen steps up. Fires. Deep ball. Knocked away. The recovery by Reed. Trying to give the Jets the lead. Zuerlein. He hits. 21. Allen running around. Jets try to stick with him. Allen tosses. Deep ball on the way. Incomplete.
And yep, the Jets knocked off the Bills 20-17, the upset of the week. And I'm willing to say, I don't care if they in Miami in 2 weeks, the Jets give up 50 points. The Jets have the best defense in the NFL right now. 20-17, upset win over the Bills. Bills are now 6-2. They've got to win next week. I'll tell you that week against the Vikings. like just an upset loss, like terrible week game for them. Jets down to 6-3. They're legit. You gotta take them legit now. Josh Allen 18 of 34, 205, 2 interceptions. Just looked really off. Threw 70 yards in the last play of the game. He said his elbow hurt. I think it's okay. But yeah, Josh Allen 9 for 86, 2 touchdowns. Scored that 36-yard touchdown on as well. They abandoned the run. They didn't do it well either. They just don't. Stephon Diggs, other than that big catch, in like the first play of the game against Sauce Gardner, he got locked up. Damar Hamlin, he went sack and whatever. I mean, defensive bad nowhere to say. The Packers really got held in check though, because again they ran the ball pretty well. Kyrie Elam was not good either. I mean, Garrett Wilson cooked them. And Tyler Bass was the kick for the Jets. Zach Wilson was actually pretty good for what you needed him to be. 18 of 25, 154 touchdown. Yeah, he fumbled it once, but it really didn't come back to bite him when you really think about it. It really didn't. Michael Carter and James Robinson, yeah, well, he wasn't that efficient, but he ran the ball really well. Gibbs Carter, big game, touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 8 for 82 and touchdown, 92 and touchdown. He was definitely the best receiver. Honestly, they actually got held in check, but obviously the defense was just so good. Both Sauce Gardner and Jordan White had an interception. Other than that, a big play he gave up to Stephon Diggs. He was fantastic. I'm not going to go through all the names. They all had great defensive games. I'll look at all the stats. I mean, Jets didn't outgain them, but it definitely felt like that. They were definitely a more physical team. They had less turnovers, 1 less turnover. They had 5 sacks to 2 sacks. That was big for the Jets. They got 5 sacks and only gave up 2, so that's really good there. Best recipe for an upset against the Bills, though. You stop the run, you make them frustrated, and you really just have a superstar corner. Let's get to the keys to the game grades now. And I warned the Bills in the keys to the game. No turnovers. What did they do? They turned over the freaking football. And what happened? They lost. 3 minuses. They, honestly, I just didn't think, I don't know what to say. Like, I watched the game 3 times. I don't know what to say at this point. For this Bills defense, though, you better stop the run. What do? They didn't really stop the run. Minus. The reason I'm not giving, I'll give them 3 minuses. The Bills didn't play well whatsoever, but I do think the Jets, at one point or another, the Bills offense is like, we got to start running the football. They didn't do it well either. Let's get the Jets. Just the fact Zach Wilson didn't throw an interception, and they had a couple big plays, along with their running game being pretty competent. I'll give their offense a plus. They weren't actually super good, but again, they got it done. Jets defense, obviously giving 5 pluses. The reason I'm not giving 7 or 10 is because they did give us some yardage, and again, I'll give them 6. I'll give them 7. 6. Their defense got the job done. But again, it was also the fact they were really talented as well. I'll give them that. Now for the Seahawks and Cardinals. This game was just, it was frustrating to watch. I don't like either of these teams, but good job for the Seahawks.
We have hit the halfway point of the 2022 season, and just 2 games separate the entirety of the NFC West. It is a crucial second meeting between the first-place Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Against the Cardinals in Week 6. Will tack on the first points of the day. 3rd and short, Kyler Murray. Under pressure from Poona Ford, he's got DeAndre Hopkins, and Hopkins has a touchdown. Double pass, Walker back to Smith, looking downfield, he's got a man. Smith firing, Metcalf keeping the feet inbounds for right now. On 4th down, Murray staying on his feet, and he picks it up, but he lost the ball, and the Seahawks have it.
And Tennessee's starting to hit that stride.
Smith. Oh, it's picked! What a play by Zaven Collins! And this game is flipped. A big 3rd and 6. Smith to the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. It's Tyler Lockett.
Of this organization moving forward for the next several years.
And here he is into the end zone. And it's the first time that either team has led by 2 scores today. Murray, quick throw on the slant. It turns for the touchdown. Walker looking for an alley. And Walker pounding his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Murray for Ertz and broke it up.
And for the Seahawks and Cardinals game, yeah, Seahawks 31-21 win. They've won their 4th in a row now. They're top. They're on top of the NFC West by 1.5 games. They've been pretty good this season. Geno Smith definitely comeback player of the year candidate through that halfway point of the season. 26 to 34, 275, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He was fantastic. They ran the ball really well, other than the pick 6 he threw. But Noah Fant was good. Tyler Lockett was good. DK Metcalf was good. They all both had touchdowns. Defensively, Jordan Brooks again fantastic. 11 tackles. Uchenna Nwosu, Bruce Irvin, Shelby Barrett, Harris all had sacks, 4 in total. They played a really good game. Cardinals, Kyler really frustrating. They 25-35, 175, 2 touchdowns. He lost a fumble as well. Kyler Murray, 8 for 60 on the ground. They didn't run the ball nearly enough, though. That's the only issue I have with them. Ronald Morse, 8 for 69. D-Hop, 4 for 36 touchdown. He just was limited. They wouldn't give him anything over the top. Tariq Woolen was fantastic. I got to give him to him. He's a really good player. Zach Ertz, 5 for 14 touchdown. Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons were pretty good. Of course, Isaiah Simmons, the James Collins was pick 6. D really struggled on that, though. Defensively, I think they did hold him in check, though, being completely honest with you. And then, of course, statistically wise, they got outgained a lot. Seahawks have been dominant. I wouldn't say dominant. They've been really good, though. Turnover margin was pretty even. Up front, obviously, the Cardinals were a lot worse. That was definitely for sure. But, I honestly think the Cardinals defensively held their own, though. Let's get right to the keys of the game now. Great now. And for the Seahawks offense, same play from Geno. Yup, and the holes need to be opened longer than, yeah, they were actually able to. And D-Guy has to be the guy. He wasn't exactly the guy. Again, he was a little banged up. But, honestly, with his offense, I'll give them a plus. I actually don't, I'll give them 3 pluses. But, they got it done. Seahawks defense contained Kyler and absolutely don't get torched by the D-Hop. They didn't get torched by D-Hop. I'm giving them actually 5 pluses. Their defense got them this win. Offensively, yes, they were able to get this done, but they have to pick system like this. Other than that, though, their offense was very good. But, obviously, the pick was, could get worse here, but it didn't. Because their defense played really well. Now let's get to the Cardinals. And for this Cardinals offense, back to the Week 7 run game. Team plus D-Hop targets and better scheme for Robbie Anderson. I don't even get a target. Offensively, I have to give them a minus. They were able to move the football really well, though. They were really good when it came to third down. But it was a frustrating game. Cardinals defense, they held their own, yes, but again, they just didn't get it done in the secondary, which is one of the reasons they lost this game. And they just couldn't get off the field either on third down. Offensively, I have to give them a minus as well. Frustrating loss to the Cardinals game. They probably needed to win. If they lose to the Rams next week, their season is over. And speaking of the Rams, they're a mess. Let's get to that game now.
This continues on a humid afternoon in Tampa. The Rams and the Bucs, the last 2 Super Bowl champions, about to tangle. Both. And he's dead center. Said they ought to take the C off his jersey. And Stafford fires it downfield to an open Cup. He beat him for 70 yards in the playoff game. And he's got another long one against the Buccaneers. 52 yards it is. Oh, and it's blocked. Here's Suck up. This one's good. Just the first half against the Niners. Henderson again. He's got another big run. First and 10. Oh, they're going to bring him down. Finally, Murphy bunting. 26, it's good.
You were building that up as if it was a similar.
Here they come. Oh, and they take him down on 4th down. And the deep throw. And the wide open cup. This is 35 yards. Kick is good. Matt Gay, who was drafted by 100,000. I guess you probably get all the first-class upgrades you want for life. Nice snap. Get it down. The kick from 50. It's there. From the 7. Looking for the win, and it's incomplete. And they kick the flag. They put away. Here's the snap to Brady. Fakes to Fournette. He throws. It's caught. It's in for the touchdown.
I'll put it this way: the Rams' offense is averaging less than 17 points per game. Last season, they had 2 games in which they didn't score 17 points. So all you need to know, their offense is one of the worst in the NFL, and that's the reason they're 3-5. Yeah, they just couldn't hold on the end. You could say that, yeah, they did blow it. 16-13 loss though. Game they needed to win. They're gonna have to go, in my opinion, 7-2 or 6-3 to make the playoffs, and even that 6-3 probably won't be good enough. They're going to have to be so much better offensively to even have a chance. Honestly, you can see their season's done. I wouldn't say you're wrong, but I'm going to lay back a little on the Rams right now. Matt Stafford threw 27, 165 touchdown, though. He wasn't very good, but again, he wasn't god-awful. Not an interception or anything, but again, wasn't very accurate. Running the ball, Darrell Henderson, I don't think he was very, he was pretty inconsistent, but again, he was really good. Cooper Kupp's literally their whole offense at this point. I'm at one point or another, Allen Robinson needs to have a monster game. He just needs to break through. Van Jefferson, what the hell was that? He had 4 targets. I don't even know what the heck to call it. Their play calling's been absolutely atrocious this whole year, and that's part of it. Defensively, I don't really think they were They got the job done. Like, they were really good. Tom Brady, 58 passes and 200 yards, touchdown. I mean, can't throw in the end game. It's Tom Brady. They didn't run the ball well whatsoever, though. They got dominated by this Rams defense, though, being, in all honesty. They didn't do crap until, again, the last drive of the game. Defensively, they weren't that great either. I mean, yeah, they had 4 sacks, yes, but Bobby Evans is the worst starting player in the NFL, I'd say, for the Rams at least. But yeah, that's probably part of the reason they won. Vita Vea was fantastic. Defensively, you know, they were actually pretty good. Mindset, of course, had a block kick. Bobby Wagner was there for that one. Game probably would have been different with that. Obviously, total yards went to the Bucs. And then we look at the yards per play. The Rams, honestly, were definitely better up front, but I just think you cannot give the time for Tom Brady, and that last drive of the game really just showed it for the Rams. That's what I got for this one. Let's get right to the keys to game grades for both teams. For this Rams offense in the first half, quick throws and on an electric run game with Darrell Henderson, no one else. Offensively, 5 minuses. No, 7-10, no, but again, it's just pathetic at this point. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. Rams defense sacked Tom and blew up the run. Defensively, I'll give them 5 pluses. They were really freaking good. Yeah, I don't care they blew it at the end of the game. That was their offense's fault, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'll give them 3 pluses. They were really good, though. I'm just going to stand by that. Now let's get to the Bucs. And for Tampa, you've got to stick to the run. Nope, and get the ball to Mike Evans. They kind of did, I guess. 11 targets, 5 catches. The defense, offensively, just minus. I know, you know, give them an underscore. They can't do it at the end of the game, yes, but that was Tom. They got absolutely dominated other than that, though. That's okay there. Bucs defense, no, but the Vikings coverage stopped the run. They played overall pretty well. Yeah, the Rams didn't call the right plays, per se. It wasn't really working, but again, they played pretty well. I'll give them a plus. I think they actually played better than their offense overall. Only gave 13 points. Now to Sunday Night Football. This game was wild.
The middle of the season brings us to the middle of America. Welcome to Kansas City, Missouri.
For a month, here he is on for a 23-yarder. And one of the top kickers in the league knocks it through. Drive start from the 18, and right away it is a throw to get Willis in the game. To his tight end, Chig Okonkwo on the run. This is 3rd and 7. Titans bring the heat. Mahomes downfield for Watson. Oh, what a play! He brought it in right around the 20-yard line. Now to Hardman. In space. Good cut inside. Into the end zone. McCole Hardman. Touchdown, Kansas City. From the 37-yard line. Here is Henry to the left. And there he goes. King Henry on the run. Derrick Henry to the 11-yard line. And he will take the direct snap. And Henry will run it inside the 5 into the end zone for a touchdown. But there is a flag. 3 rushing touchdowns at the end of the last drive. And here he goes again. Derrick Henry on the run. He got stopped for a moment, but he keeps going. Henry inside the 30, all the way to the 23-yard line. 2nd and goal, and it's Henry walking into the end zone and giving the Titans the lead, but there is a flag down. 7, Mahomes will try to get it to Kelsey. It's intercepted. He couldn't pull it in. McCreary did. He wasn't touched by a Chiefs. 44. Right down the middle. Mahomes is covered on this side. That pass, and now he's got to keep it alive. And fired at Edwards Hilaire. Holds. Drifting to the right. And Harrison Butker has missed 2 kicks here. Tennessee. This is 3rd and 17. Mahomes is chased. Looking for somebody deep downfield. He's got to take off himself. Can he get there? Oh, he did! Mahomes to midfield. 3rd and 9. Mahomes gets out. Mahomes on the run. At the 10. At the 5. To the goal line. In for the touchdown. And from the 1. Mahomes on the run. Will he run for it? He'll go to the pylon and tie the game. And he'll give it inside. Edwards Hilaire fights for that extra half yard. 24, Mahomes is pressured. He'll step up and out and fling it. And it's Kelsey with a catch. Will graze the tight end. It's Mahomes on the edge. Nobody open at the moment. He stops. He flips it downfield. Gray caught it. There is a flag down. Chiefs going for it. And Mahomes throws. It's complete. And Juju Smith-Schuster lost the football, but he was down by contact. There's that left to right. 4th and 26. Willis puts it up. It's incomplete, and it's over. And
Chiefs came on top against the Titans 2017. Big win for them in overtime. They were down 17-9 going into the fourth quarter. It was looking grim, but yeah, they came back. Malik Willis 516, 80 yards. He's not ready for the NFL yet. That's just my opinion on it. Like, just really isn't. Derrick Henry 7 for 115, 2 touchdowns. Probably should have even got the ball even more, but yeah, he had a couple big runs. Chuma Okoko had one big catch on the Titans' first play from scrimmage. That was really it. Defensively, Kevin Byard was pretty good. I mean, David Long struggled out against Patrick Mahomes. Interception for Roger McCreary on that tip ball, drop ball, or I should say by Travis Kelce. 4 sacks in total. Denico Autry had 2. He dominated. Who was it? Joe Tooney maybe. Defensively, they played well. Not great, though. Chiefs, Mahomes had, 500 total yards, touchdown, interception, 68 attempts, not great. They couldn't run the ball for their lives, though. I'll just say that. They play against a better team. That's just not going to work out. Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster, again, everyone got the ball. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 guys get targets. That's a lot of freaking players. Defensively, Kalen Saunders had a sack. Carlos Dunlap had 1.5 sacks. Defensively, they stepped up because they knew what they were going to get. Didn't really play well against the run, but in the end, they did play well. Getting the momentum shifted. I don't know what the heck they were doing at the end with the Titans, like Derrick Henry, but it didn't really work out well. Just Harrison Butker missed a field goal and extra point, though. And of course, if you look at the stats, Chiefs had a lot more yardage. I mean, a lot more yardage. Obviously, Titans had a lot more rushing yards, though. Chiefs had the ball for 42 minutes. That's just not what the Titans wanted. That's what I got there. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades now. And for the Titans, Derrick Henry, yeah, I'd say so. I got to give them a minus, though, because, again, I get it was Malik Willis, but they didn't do what they were supposed to. Defensively, I mean, they did what they were kind of supposed to. I got to give them a minus, though, because, again, couldn't do what they wanted to. It's really frustrating there. I don't think the Titans played a bad game, but it was so hard to watch. Time for the Chiefs. And for Kansas City, 40 plus minutes possession time. Yeah, I guess so. And create weird run designs. They did that. Offensively, a plus, I guess. Honestly, I don't think they played super well either. They had Patrick Mahomes bail them out. They're going to get blown out if they do that against a much better team. Defensively, yeah, they begged them to. It kind of worked out. Defensively, I'll give them 3 pluses because they didn't stop Derrick Henry, yes, but again, they kind of did in some other way. Defensively, I don't think they played bad actually overall. They did take advantage of what they got. They got the job done even more than that. They were able to, yeah, the offense kind of assisted there, but still, yeah, they got it done. You don't give them a plus. That's it for this. Let's get right to the NFL midseason awards, according to ESPN. And looking at these NFL midseason awards, comeback player of the year, Saquon, pretty obvious. Coach of the year, Nick Sirianni, okay. Defensive rookie of the year, Sauce Gardner. I think it should be Tariq Woolen, but okay. Offensive rookie of the year, Chris Olave, obviously, yeah. Defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Offensive player of the year, Tyreek Hill, just no, please no. I don't like Tyreek Hill, I don't like him, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's the best guy. MVP, let me guess, Josh Allen. No, not. I think Mahomes is MVP right now, just the way he played, but that's what I got there. Hope you guys enjoyed this Week 9 NFL Sunday recap. That's it for this first half of this NFL season. Obviously, midseason awards were right there. Yeah, and see you for the Monday Night Football recap.
Barely get him off.